Hello, 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 hello. I don't even know why I just did that. It is Sunday, so obviously I have a day off from both jobs, and I'm just like trying to enjoy myself. Well, this is really more of a hobby, so this isn't really of a day job. I don't get paid for this yet. I would love to eventually get paid for doing podcast and all my YouTube channel stuff, but we'll take what we can get right now. But anyway, if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe. Help a girl out. Merry Christmas, by the way. Now, with that being said, why don't we dive into today's episode here on Down the Rabbit Hole as we talk about the not deer. But wait, you're probably wondering, how can something be a not deer? Well, if you if you're fr- if you're from the Appalachia, then there is appearance that can be easily described as a deer, but only at first glance. Now, upon further inspection, those who have encountered it has reported its proportions. Something was just not right with it. Now, sometimes it can be described as mostly joints or moose-like, or sometimes downright disproportionate. Down bad. Okay, I'm done. Um, Another unsettling feature of the knot deer is having forward-facing eyes akin to predator. Now, almost every report has included that not only that this creature just felt off, and it was apparent that um, that some level of sentience and the ability to feel emotion. Now, as the sun sets earlier and Halloween has came and close, has came and gone, or it's still getting dark early, so here's the question. Do you dare to brave outside to risk running into any of these creatures? Do you even believe they exist? Find out my answer at the end of this episode. And now, there's, and now I want to give you the information for you to decide if you believe these creatures exist. Well, um, the knot deer is a creature that is said to inhabit the Appalachian Mountains. And I'm probably sure I am butchering that up, and I am so sorry because I know there's some say Appalachian, and I'm so my southern accent goes Appalachian because I am not from that area. I am from Alabama. So, but anyway, this not Appalachian, most sightings being from the state of Tennessee. Now, the animal is characterized as looking like a normal deer or at first glance, and upon inspection, it has become apparent that something is off with its anatomy and behavior. So, the not deer can be described as looking like a deer, but when you get closer to it, something feels off. The movements are described as being like a newborn deer, but appearing as an adult. Now, some accounts suggest that this creature is double jointed or has additional joints in the limbs, and the limbs are described as longer than those of a deer, and the chest very virile, and that may move to be aggressive compared to that of a deer. You're probably wondering, like, what the hell am I talking about, right? Well, the distinction is usually the first of these things to be noticed. A few accounts that involve multiple eyes through this, or and others uncommon features of typical accounts involve describing the head of a bovine. So, the not deers are said to be are not afraid of humans, and those who encounter them may have an uneasy feeling that there is there is intelligence and emotion about them that furthers the feeling something is off. The not deer is also will also generally approach humans, and it is because of this that the odd movements is noted. Despite encounters feeling feeling off, the creature has been known to report to attack if provoked, such as when encounters try to scare them off. Now, some accounts of such involved being chased by the tree by a not deer, and the not deer may walk on its hind legs, as some animals may do. Now, in order to intimidate or in attempts to reach the individuals who chased up the tree. So, here's the question. What about these witnesses? Well, the not deer is primarily found on Reddit, but There are also many accounts getting escaped through, such as TikTok and many other social media sites. Unusual sightings are on the road, in such cases, driving along on a motorcycle in the Appalachian roads and seeing that the road what looks like the deer becomes very obvious that it's not a deer, and his encounter gets closer. What about the explanations, you're wondering? Well, many the encounters are suggested that by skeptics, and the encounters with a deer who gave birth to defect, causing unusual, walking and patterns by deer head. The feeling reported those who claim to have encountered not deers are thought to be a result of isolation, sleep deprivation, and many factors. Could be drugs too. Just saying. Now, an alternative to those deformed explanations is that the encounter stumbled upon suffering from the early stages of CWD, chronic wasting disease, aka the zombie deer syndrome. Now, CWD is also suspected of being a source of modern day Wendigo sightings, which tend to be expressed as a deer skull face. And now, in regards to CWD, the first sign of the illness is difficult to move. A follow-up sign is the change in the behavior, which includes listless, listlessness, tremors, and nervousness, excessive salivation, and increased intake to follow. Now, the deer loses their fear, and the human looks utterly confused. After this, the wasting begins to those who favor explanation for a not deer. In the accounts of the double joints and multiple jointed legs are merely of the legs that some have suggested to be internal tissues, allowing the lower leg to swing slightly in either direction. Some suggest that multiple eyes have been a misidentification of the open lesions whose excess fluid reflect light. Now, do I believe this exists? Not in this lifetime, I don't. I'm just very skeptical when it comes to stuff like that. But you're saying she believes in ghosts and all this stuff, so how does she not believe in this? I've seen a ghost. Trust me, I've seen a ghost. I believe in ghosts, but I don't believe in this urban legend. That's it. Join me next time as we talk about who knows what, and eventually we're going to be diving into some famous families that came from new old money and new money. All right, I'll see y'all next time.